This is the theme of our talk today. Cake, 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 cake. You don't know this song?
No.
Well, this is called Birthday Cake by Rihanna, and it keeps saying cake, 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 because today we're gonna talk about cake.
Welcome.
Welcome, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Riley.
We like cake,
Oh yeah.
but we
especially
also like,
chocolate cake.
I'm more of a vanilla,
Okay.
which kind of has gotten a bad connotation of being basic.
But yeah.
But I just love Susie Cakes. I've mentioned her before. I'll mention her again until she
She doesn't
sponsors us.
sponsor us yet.
But they have the best vanilla cake. It's like 7 tiers of heaven. Anyway, we do like cake, but we also like analogies. And today's analogy is about cake. So Riley, do you want to begin the analogy? Because this is also, there's like many layers to it. No pun intended.
That was good.
Sometimes I hate myself. Continue.
So the cake analogy is, imagine, okay, I remember when I was little, I used to bake cakes, and what we first of all required was a recipe, and then we get the right ingredients. So like when it comes to a recipe, it's like your clear plan of action. So for example, Kirsten, she's an actress, so she has to go to audition, she has to get a manager, she has to get an agent. Like there's a clear set of actions that she needs to follow in order to get the product that she wants.
To collect the ingredients, go to the right aisle, you have to look and examine and take your time and think about things. It's not just like a rushed process. Like you have to make that time investment, like a financial investment sometimes.
It's like she, for example, the agent, she could have picked any agent, but she was very intentional about the agent she's picked. And so once you have everything, you mix it together, you put it in the oven. You're putting it in the oven, it's like the hot season. It's kind of like when push comes to shove, do I really want this? What do you feel like the oven is?
Well, I mean, like you're in the oven and it's like heat. Our friend Morgan who's helping us is laughing at us. Last year I went through like a really hard season of just like, I felt like one trial after another, and I felt like I came up for air and then like was pushed underwater, up for air, pushed underwater, and like I felt like I was in an oven. I felt like I was being baked, and all these, what came out of that hard season was amazing character growth, I think, and like a lot of spiritual growth, but I had to go through like a pressing, really uncomfortable, like it felt like I was in an oven. I was crying all the time. Like if I was in an oven, I'd probably be crying. I was sweating. I came out of that and I was like, wow, I am so solid and complete, and I'm like baked.
Yeah.
I was like ready to go, and I felt like I had come at the end of that season. I had endured the heat, and I felt ready for my opportunity in my career or dating. Then none of the opportunities came. There's frustration that came with that because I was like, I'm ready. Riley had a brilliant vision of a double layered cake, and one layer was completely baked and then the other one wasn't done yet. What we gleaned from that is that sometimes we feel like we're ready. We've put in all the time, we put in all the ingredients, we followed the recipe, we went through the brutal process of being in the oven and like feeling the heat and the pressure, and then you're done and you're like, I'm ready. Why aren't you putting me in the shop yet? Why isn't I was about to go down a weird path. The other part of your cake might still be baking and you don't even know it. And a lot of times you like to internalize, why aren't these opportunities coming to me? But you never know all the other pieces that are being aligned and being made ready. Like maybe your boyfriend that you're looking for is still being baked and they're not ready yet. Because like if they're not ready for when you meet, then they won't be able to have a mature relationship. And one day I was journaling, I was like, which layer of the cake am I? Am I the one that's done, or am I the one that still needs to finish being baked? And I was like, I feel like I'm done. But also when you're baking a cake, you have to sit and let it cool, and a lot of times it gets out of the oven, you want to eat whatever you made like right away, but you have to let it cool because if you put the icing on too soon, then it's going to melt off, and it's not going to like stay together as nicely, it's not going to look as good, you'll ruin all of your hard work. If you just have a little bit more patience, you've already done the hard part, you just have to sit back and wait for the cake to cool off, and then you can put the icing on, and then it will be sustainable, and then your other cake layer will come on, and trust the process and know that the opportunity is coming, and just keep taking one step after another.
And trust the baker that he knows what he's doing. Like we firmly believe, trust God, that he knows when you're ready, he knows when the other piece is ready, he knows when to put on the icing.
Right.
Because he honestly makes the best cakes.
Right.
He makes the best thing out of our life.
Absolutely. And if I ate the cake that came out of the oven, it would still be delicious. delicious without the icing and without the other layer.
Yeah.
You're enough the way you are, and like you're complete and whole, but the icing added to you will just like make it that much sweeter. I think a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough grace, but like see where you're at in the journey, like how far you've come. Even if you're still in the oven, at least you followed the recipe. And Bradley, did you want to say anything about cake?
I love it, and chocolate's my favorite flavor.
And who do you want to sponsor us?
Susie Cakes? Is that what it's called?
She's the
I've
worst.
never had it. She keeps talking about it.
It's so good, guys. It's so good.
One day she'll bring me one.
Yeah, I will. Is that a hint? I guess so.
Thank you for joining us, and
Thank
I
you.
hope you enjoyed the cake analogy. Pass it on and eat a cake.
Let us know if you guys have any questions, if there's anything more that you want us to talk about, if there's anything less that you want us to talk about, and have a lovely day and eat some cake.
She reminds me of the summertime, way back in 2003. Hey, I've been chilling on the coast with my home.